Hey guys, welcome back to Mo's Game Table. Today we're going to take a look inside Winged Horse Vietnam 1965. This is a game from a long time ago, from 2006, Strategy and Tactics, that was published by Decision Games, and I got this at the San Diego Historical Games Convention, and this was thanks to Decision Games, who had donated this as a door prize. This is one of the magazine games that I got a few of them there, and being it the theme of last year's was all Cold War, there were multiple Cold War era games, and this is one of the ones that I got. I'll be showing you the other ones as well, but we'll take a look at this one first. All right, so this is the map for Winged Horse, the war in Vietnam, 1965 to 1966. It is a map of South Vietnam with the bordering countries of Laos and Cambodia on the upper part of the map. And then you have all of the tables that you'll need: your victory point table, your political points, bombardment results, victory point tracker, unit return table, CRT, and then the legend for the terrain effects chart here and the terrain effects chart itself over here. And then over on the bottom right, you'll have your NVA divisional components chart. Everything's pretty well laid out, so you can easily read all the locations without any problem. And it is broken down into all 4 corps that South Vietnam was broken down into at the time. So very easy to understand and read where you need to be on the map. Let's take a look at the counters. You have Armored Cavalry, Garrison, Regular Infantry, Marines, Special Forces, Riverine Forces, Air Cav, Air Mobile Infantry, and then fire bases, as well as tactical airstrikes, strategic airstrikes, and helicopters for transport and airstrikes, as well as naval bombardments. And then these are suppress counters, and then there are some dummy counters, so I'm going to assume here that there is some hidden movement in the game. But that is a look at the counters that come with the game. Nicely done. And we'll take a look at the rules themselves. This is a 16-page rule book, but that last page is, the last page of rules is page 14. It gives you the introduction. It says here, Winged Horse, the Vietnam War, 1965 to 66, is a 2-player intermediate complexity strategic level simulation of the critical campaigns fought during the early stage of the massive U.S. intervention into the Second Indochina War. One player controls the communist forces, the other player controls the Allied forces. And the game is designed by Joe Miranda. And unit sizes are division down through battalion or squadron. Over here on the right, it has your setup, your friendly forces, Allied setup, communist setup, and then marker placement, sequence of play, reinforcement and fitting. Now, this is kind of flopping around a bit because this was not stapled together. This is in the old school way. You had to open up the staples to pull it out, so these pages might flop around a little bit on me as I'm looking through these. Attacking and defending, combat resolution sequence, advance after combat, all C-hex sides, enveloping attacks, air operations, bombardment procedures, air unit types, terrain shifts and bombardments, static immunity, U.S. naval bombardments, air mobile movement and air assaults, helicopter transports and LZ markers, suppression, logistics, static units, bases and cities. And then we have riverine operations, Allied fire bases, and Special Forces camps, fog of war dummy units and SOGs. And it says here about the communist dummy units. There are 10 dummy units available at start of play in both scenarios. In general, they count as mobile units. They are deployed face down, and they do count for stacking. They have movement factors of 6, and when eliminated, their return is checked for on the URT. They may not attack, and they have no combat values of their own. On the offensive, their presence does not prohibit real communist units stacked with them from attacking. They may not be given up to satisfy offensive combat losses. On the defense, dummies are eliminated and checked for on the URT as soon as an Allied attack declaration into their hex causes them to be revealed, or when a bombardment result calls for them to be eliminated. During initial setup, there may not be more than 1 dummy unit deployed per hex. That restriction is done away with, though, once play begins. After that, the communist player may stack normally with his dummies. He may even create and move around stacks containing nothing but dummies. So that's interesting. So that may be something that, let's see how these dummy counters look on the other side. They're just blank, just like these units are. So you could mix them up if you wanted to. If you're playing solitaire, you can mix them up and just deploy them randomly so you don't know where the dummy units are. Then you have borders, political, military victory points, broadening the war, different types of victory. There are military victory, political victory, decisive victory, draw, sudden death, decisive victory, and communist sudden death military victory. And the explanation of the military or the victory levels. And then you have the first Air Cav unique rules. And there's an errata here with some map sheet errata on it. and then a counter errata over here on the right. And that is it for the rule book. But that is, looks like a pretty straightforward game to get to the table. And if you're a fan of Vietnam War games, this might be something for you to track down and check out. I'm really excited to have it because Vietnam games I don't have a lot of, and it's something that I probably got maybe 4 or 5 of them compared to other eras. But that's a look inside what comes with Winged Horse Vietnam 1965 to 1966 from Decision Games in the Strategy and Tactics. That is issue number 239. I believe it was from 2006. So if you're interested in this game, go to Decision Games website and check it out and order yourself a copy. If you have any comments or questions, post them down below. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you next time.